Hello everyone. أهلا بيكم في تعلم الإنجليزية. Learn English. Welcome back and a new episode. حلقة جديدة وtopic جديد. So let's start and see what we're going to speak about today. Today we're talking about sports, but we're going to talk about a new type of sports. We're going to speak about extreme sports. تعالوا نبص مع بعض بالتفصيل هنتعلم إيه النهاردة. So the first thing that we're going to learn as usual, we're going to learn vocabulary. And for vocabulary, we're going to speak about life experiences. And for life experiences today, we're going to speak about extreme sports. هنتكلم على الخبرات الحياتية المختلفة. And today we're going to look at extreme sports as an experience in our life. And we're also going to look at grammar. And for grammar, we're going to see present perfect tense when we speak about life experiences. So هنبص على present perfect ونشوف ازاي ممكن present perfect tense يساعدني اتكلم على experiences بتاعتي. And we're also going to look at skills. And for our skills today, we're going to have reading. So vocabulary, grammar, and skills. تعالوا نبدأ مع بعض زي ما احنا بنبدأ كل مرة. And we're going to start with the idioms. So for those who are new or who don't remember, idioms are expressions that we use and they are not literally connected to the words of the expression. هي عبارة عن تعبيرات مش مرتبطة ارتباط حرفي بمعنى الكلمات. We use them basically to sound more natural and to sound like natives. بنستخدمهم عشان يبقى لما نيجي نتكلم يبقى نتكلم زي ما الناس بتتكلم طبيعي. So we don't sound like bookish or we don't sound like robots. عشان ما نبقاش عاملين زي الروبوتس. تعالوا نبص على أول idiom معانا. والإيديومز بتاعتنا النهارده مرتبطة بالexperiences in life. تعالوا نبص على أول idiom. So the first idiom that we have today is seems to lead a charmed life. Seems to lead a charmed life. So what does it mean? It means that a person always seems to have good luck and good opportunities. So لما بنلاقي حد على طول حظه كويس وعلى طول بيجيله فرص كويسة, the expression or the idiom that we can use is basically seems to lead a charmed life. So for example, I can speak about my friend who's always good and she gets high marks in the exams. So I can say, she seems to lead a charmed life, which means she has very good luck with the exams. Whatever she studies, she finds it in the exams. So she seems to lead a charmed life. Or I can speak about my sister who can get any job easily because she has good luck. And I can say, my sister seems to lead a charmed life. She can get any job like this. So the expression is seems to lead a charmed life, which means very, very lucky. So you can speak about anyone who's lucky and you can use the idiom seems to lead a charmed life. ده أول idiom معانا. The second idiom is put your life on the line. Put your life on the line. And the meaning of this idiom is put yourself in dangerous situations where you could potentially die. So we use this idiom when you put yourself in danger. So we say you put your life on the line, or I have put my life on the line. So this means that I put myself in extreme danger for somebody or for some situation. So for example, my sister was sick and I give her blood. So I can say, I put my life on the line for her, which means I put myself in a dangerous situation for her. So put your life on a line. Or you can say, okay, I would like to try this new dangerous game and I'm going to put my life on the line. Or I'm going to put my life in a very dangerous situation. Or when your parents tell you, don't go on this trip, you will put your life on the line. So ما تحطش نفسك في موقف خطر أو ما تعرضش حياتك للخطر. So put your life on a line means put yourself in a very dangerous situation. وده تاني idiom معانا. The third idiom that we have, which is connected to life and life experiences as well, is a new lease on life. A new lease on life. And the meaning of this idiom is you have renewed energy, like when you go and get energy back again and you're feeling good and optimistic. You know, after you finish the school year and you go on a long vacation, you come back and you say, okay, I have a new lease on life, which means my life is recharged and I'm full of energy now. Or when you say, I need to travel because I need a new lease on life, which means I need to recharge, I need power or energy. So we call it a new lease on life. Or I will not study today, I am very tired, I need a new lease on life, I need to recharge. I'm going to play PlayStation because I need a new lease on life, because I need to recharge my powers. And this is the third idiom that is connected to life and experiences. Our fourth idiom is that's life or such is life. That's life or such is life is an idiom that we use when we accept things the way they are, but the situation is not very good, or I'm not very happy with the situation, but I accept it. Like you study really hard, but you don't get the full mark in the exam. So you tell your parents, I did my part and I worked very hard, but that's life, which means I accept it, but I'm not very happy about it. Or I have tried my best, but such is life, which means life doesn't give you what you want. Or I accept the situation, but I'm not very happy with it. So we call it such is life. Or when you go to an interview or when you try to do something in your life and you don't get it, but you worked hard and you tell your friends, I tried very hard, but such is life, or but that's life. We know you don't get everything. And this is the fourth idiom that we have for today connected to life and life experiences. So the first idiom was, yes, have a new lease on life, which means recharge or renew your energy, and that's life or such is life, which means the same like I accept the situation, but I'm not very happy about it. And we also have put your life on the line, which means you put yourself in a dangerous situation. And the fourth one was seem to lead a charmed life, which a person who's very, very lucky in life. بكده نبقى اتكلمنا على الايديومز بتاعتنا، وهنيجي لأول part بالنسبة لنا which is vocabulary. And for vocabulary today, as we said, we're going to speak about sports. تعالوا مع بعض نشوف الفوكاب بتاعنا. As we said, we're going to speak about sports. بس احنا اتكلمنا عن sports قبل كده. So what's new in here? Today we're going to speak about a new type of sports. So the new type that we're speaking about today is something called extreme sports. طيب, what do you mean by extreme sports? Extreme sports دي هي مجموعة من السبورتس بتبقى فيها نسبة خطورة. So we're talking about dangerous sports, like the one that we have here. So we have someone who's jumping in the water off a mountain or of a very high place. This is called cliff jumping. Cliff jumping. Cliff jumping, when you jump into water and you're jumping off a very high place. So this is not a normal sport. This is not a sport that I can do every day. So we're talking about once in a lifetime experience. احنا بنتكلم على sports ممكن الواحد يعملها مرة في حياته. And that's why we're talking about them as extreme. Not normal, they are called extreme sports. فالextreme sports كلها بتحتوي على نسبة خطورة. So they are a bit dangerous. تعالوا نشوف الفوكاب المرتبط بالextreme sports and we can look why is it dangerous. Okay, so the first one that we talked about and we said cliff jumping, it's dangerous because you might hit the rocks. So it is dangerous. Let's look at the second one. We have windsurfing. Windsurfing. Windsurfing is when you get a boat and you try to surf. بنركب الأمواج ونتحكم، واللي بيتحكم في البوت بتاعي is the wind. So it's called windsurfing. Windsurfing. And we also have sand kiting. Sand kiting. الساند كايتنج ده احنا بنبقى قاعدين على بورد صغير وبنبقى on sand and we usually go over a cliff. بنبقى نازلين على منحدر من الرمل and you are pulled by a kite. اللي بيتحرك أو بيحرك البورد اللي أنا قاعد عليه هو عبارة عن كايت أو زي حاجة ورق، طيارة ورق. So it's called sand kiting. Sand kiting. And we also have wingsuit skydiving. wingsuit skydiving هو نوع من أنواع النط أو القفز بالمظلات، بس أنا مش بيبقى معايا باراشوت، أنا بنط من طيارة أو بنط من حاجة عالية وببقى لابس حاجة اسمها wingsuit. الوينجسوت دي بتبقى بدلة ليها أجنحة بتفضل رفعاني في الهواء فترة طويلة لغاية ما أوصل الأرض. So it's called wingsuit skydiving. Why do you think it's dangerous? Yes, exactly, because it might not work and you might fall down. Okay, and we also have kayaking. Kayaking بيبقى بوت صغير كده وببقى قاعد فيه وبجدف، بس دايما بتبقى في مية جارية سريعة زي في الأنهار السريعة. So it's called kayaking. And we have ice climbing. Ice climbing usually for mountains that contain ice. ده بيبقى دايما تسلق، بس بتسلق الجبال اللي بيبقى فيها ثلج. So it's usually in very very cold places. فهو بيزيد الخطورة بتاعت الماونتن climbing إن كمان في ice. And we have water rafting. Water rafting. الووتر رافتنج هو مشابه جدا للكاياكينج، بس the difference is إن الكاياكينج البوت بيبقى صغير وبياخد شخص واحد بس. While water rafting it's a bigger boat and it's rubber boat. المركب اللي بتتنفخ أو بيبقى مليانة هواء. Other than the kayaking المركب بتبقى بلاستيك أو بتبقى خشب. So it's bigger boat and it's of rubber. We also have snow kiting. Snow kiting زي ما اتكلمنا على sand kiting. sand kiting اللي ببقى قاعد على بورد وبيحركني الهواء وبيبقى على sand وفيه cliff بيبقى فيه منحدر. So snow kiting is the same idea. But the only difference إن أنا I'm not sitting on sand, I'm sitting on snow. So one of them is in hot weather and the other one is cold weather. So hot weather is sand kiting and cold weather is snow kiting. We also have sandboarding. Sandboarding. المرة دي في sandboarding it's another activity that can be done in the desert and it's also dangerous because you might fall down and you might hurt yourself. But basically when we speak about sandboarding, you're not sitting on a board anymore that has wheels. You have a board, a normal board, and you go over a cliff ومفيش حاجة بتحركني غير الارتفاع. So basically الارتفاع مهم جدا في الساند بوردنج، لكن الهواء مهم أكتر في الكايت بوردنج. And we have paragliding. Paragliding دي activity بتتعمل من فوق الجبال. So basically what happens is that you go on a very high mountain and you jump and that's it. But what helps you to get down safely is a parachute. So you get down using the parachute. So you're not jumping off an airplane or anything, you're jumping off a high mountain or a high hill. So it's called paragliding. And we have rock climbing. Rock climbing اللي هو التسلق عموما، تسلق الصخور. And this can happen in mountains and some places have this artificially. بتبقى حاجات صناعية ممكن نتسلقها. بس in general this is basically for mountains. So we can say rock climbing or mountain climbing, the same idea. And we have scuba diving. Scuba diving اللي هو الغطس أو الغوص عموما. And we also have hang gliding. احنا اتكلمنا على كلمة gliding قبل كده في paragliding, which means that I jump off a very high place and I get down using a parachute. عشان كده بقى اسمه paragliding. Now we have hang gliding. يبقى الجلايدنج عموما هو ان انا بنزل من على مرتفع. So here, this one I'm using something like the wings of a bird. So something a bit similar to a small airplane or a small wing that I wear and I get down there. يبقى انا بنزل ببقى لابس حاجه زي الجناحات او زي طياره بدائيه شويه، هي اللي بتخليني get down safely. and it's not very safe after all. وبرضه في الاخر الموضوع ما يبقاش امن بنسبه كبيره او انا امن بنسبه 100%. so it's called hang gliding. hang gliding. and we also have roller skating. roller skating ده اللي هو التزلج and we use shoes that have wheels. so it's called roller skating. roller skating. ودي sport which is very famous in our country and in our culture and outside as well. And the next one is skydiving. skydiving. so sometimes we call it skydiving and sometimes we call it parachuting. so we call it skydiving because you jump off an airplane and you feel that you're diving in the air and you get to earth safely using a parachute. so we can call it parachuting or we can call it skydiving. so this activity still is not very safe because the parachute might work or might not. so that's why it's very dangerous. and we also have skiing or ice skiing. It's the same. so we can say ice skiing or just skiing. Both words work. so ice skiing is when you go on ice and you use skis just to get down ice. كل الحاجات دي بنحتاج فيها منحدرات عموما عشان اقدر اتحرك على الايس. so it's called ice skiing. and we also have zorbing. zorbing. zorbing is a big ball that you get inside and they push you off a cliff and you get down the cliff inside the ball. It's not very safe because you're inside a ball and it might have any accident and you might hurt yourself. so the activity is called zorbing. zorbing. and we have snowboarding. snowboarding. snowboarding is very similar to ice skiing. هو زيه زي الايس سكينج وقريب منه جدا. الفرق الوحيد ان الايس سكينج بيبقى معايا عصايتين والطول اللي بستخدمها في رجلي بتبقى طويله، while snowboarding is the same بس ما بيبقاش معايا العصايتين وبيبقى واقف على بورد اصغر شويه. we also have bungee jumping. bungee jumping. and this is the most dangerous of all. so bungee jumping is basically you go to a very very high place like maybe a bridge or a skyscraper. يعني احنا ممكن نقف على كوبري او على ناطحة سحاب and people tie us. بنتربط او الواحد بيتربط من رجليه ببونجي باستك and then you jump. so what happens is that you just touch the ground and then you bounce back. so this is called bungee jumping. so for example you jump off a skyscraper. ننط من على ناطحة سحاب لغاية ما نوصل للأرض نلمسها، ولأن احنا مربوطين بأستك اللي بيحصل ان الأستك بيرجع تاني لمكانه فبرجع أنا تاني. so it's not the safest. people can do it off bridges and they can do it in water. so you jump just to touch the water and bounce back. it's called bungee jumping. bungee jumping. وتسمى bungee jumping لأن الأستك هو بيبقى اسمه bungee cord. فالبungee cord ده اللي هو الأستك. that's why it's called bungee jumping. بكده نكون اتكلمنا على أهم وأخطر extreme sports. so these are the most important and dangerous sports that we can speak about. let's do some practice related to that. we have talked about extreme sports and we have explained why extreme sports are considered dangerous. اتكلمنا على extreme sports وليه اسمهم extreme and why they are dangerous. تعالوا نعمل practice على أهم الكلمات اللي شفناها وتعالوا نشوف احنا فاكرين منها ايه. so let's start. here we have some of the sports that we have talked about. let's look at them. do you remember the words? okay, so let's start. look at them and let's see. so here we have bungee jumping. bungee jumping. do you remember which picture was bungee jumping? yes, well done. so this is exactly. so bungee jumping is the one that was number 3. okay, let's try again. let's see which sport we're talking about now. So here we have paragliding, paragliding. Okay, para in general, we're talking about parachute. So we have more than one sport here that has parachute. Let's look. So this one has parachute, and this one has parachute. So which one do you think it is? Yes, exactly. So it's number 8. Well done. Okay, let's look at the next one. So the next one we have, yeah, snowboarding, snowboarding. So which picture do you think is snowboarding? If we're talking about snowboarding, it has snow. So it's one of the things that are in the very cold places. So which one has snow in it? Look at the pictures. Is it 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10? Okay, let's check. Yes, exactly. It's number 10. Well done. Okay, now we have hang gliding. Hang gliding. In general, we said gliding is jumping off a cliff when we jump off a very high place. So this is gliding. And hang gliding is the one that we wear something like a hanger or like wings. Okay, so which picture? Exactly, so we're talking about picture number 4. Let's check it. Yes, well done. And here we have bouldering, bouldering. So which one do you think it is? Which picture? So, yes, exactly. Well done. Let's look at the next one. Zorbing, zorbing. So zorbing, we said the one with the ball that you sit inside it and people start pushing you off a cliff. So it's not the most safe, or it's not the safest one. Okay, so zorbing is number, which one that has the ball? Yes, well done. Very good job. It's number 5. And we also have skydiving, skydiving, which we said it's very similar to parachuting. We can say skydiving or parachuting. Jumping off a plane, wearing a parachute. Let's look for a parachute here. So we still have number 1, 6, 7, and 9. Which one of the 4? Yes, exactly. So it's number 9. Good job. Okay, so wingsuit flying, wingsuit flying. So which one? The person is wearing a wingsuit, wearing wings. We have 3 pictures now. We have number 1, number 6, and 7. So which one? Yes, exactly. So if we're talking about a wingsuit, this is picture number 1. So we just have 2 pictures now, and we have whitewater kayaking, or kayaking in general. So kayaking, we said, is the small boat that we get it into water, and especially in rivers and fast water. So something in fast water, a boat, 6 or 7? Yes, it's number 7. And the last one we have is wakeboarding, wakeboarding, and this is when you're pulled by a kite or you're pulled by a rope while you are in water. So it's called wakeboarding. And we have wakeboarding in Egypt. When you go to Sharm el-Sheikh or Hurghada, what happens is that you are on the water and you have a board and you're pulled by, yes, an engine boat. So a boat is pulling you very fast and you're holding like a rope, and it's called wakeboarding. اوكي، بكده نبقى بصينا على الاكستريم سبورتس وشفنا اهم الكلمات المتاحه او اهم الكلمات اللي ممكن نستخدمها لما نيجي نتكلم على الدينجرس or extreme sports. So I will give you a second. Think. If you're going to choose one sport that you would like to try, which one would you like to choose? لو هنختار واحده من الاكستريم سبورتس دي that I would like to try one day، انا عايز اجربها في مره. Which one do you think it is? So for me, if I am going to choose, I would choose bungee jumping. It's very dangerous but exciting. Think, which one would you like to choose? لما هنيجي نتكلم على الحاجات دي، لما هنيجي نتكلم على الاكسبيرينس دي، so these are called once in a lifetime experience. الحاجات دي احنا بنعملها مرة في حياتنا. So it's something different in your life and we usually speak about it. So that's why we're going to look at the grammar that can help us speak about life experience. So if we speak about life experiences هنلاقي دايما السؤال have you ever. لو أنا هتكلم على أي life experience بالنسبة لي أو عايز أسأل حد هل هو عمل اللايف experience دي في حياته، هل هو مر بالخبرة دي أو التجربة دي، we ask have you ever. have you ever. have you ever اللي هي المقابل اللي عندي عمرك. So I can say have you ever traveled. have you ever jumped off a plane. have you ever tried bungee jumping which is عمرك جربت تسافر لوحدك، عمرك سافرت. So it's called have you ever. دايما ال answer for this question is either yes or no. So let's look at this. Have you ever gone bungee jumping? Have you ever gone bungee jumping? So as we said, this is a yes no question. يعني أنا بسأل حد على experience في حياته هي حصلت أو لأ. The normal answer would be either yes or no. فهيقول لي yes, this experience has happened, or no, it didn't. So in this case, we're going to answer yes or no. فإحنا هنا بنanswer short answers. So for short answer, it's going to be yes, I have, or for no, it's no, I haven't, depending I've been through the experience or not. So we have you ever gone snorkeling? Have you ever gone snorkeling? عمرك عملت snorkeling? So the answer is either yes I have or no I haven't. Have you ever been to Italy? Have you ever been to Italy? عمرك سافرت إيطاليا? So again the answer is either yes I have or no I haven't. كلمة have and haven't هي كلمة جديدة علينا، مش كلمة جديدة كمعنى بس كلمة جديدة في اليوسج لما بنيجي نعمل short answer، لأن احنا دايما متعودين إن احنا بنستخدم did was. so بنستخدم do عموما بكل الفورماتس بتاعتها do does and did، وبنستخدم verb to be عموما بكل الفورماتس بتاعه am is are or was or were. لأول مرة في الشورت answer عندي بيظهر كلمة have، يبقى ده كده بالنسبة لي it's a new tense. And today we're talking about the present perfect tense. ده new tense اللي احنا هنبص عليه النهارده. So let's look how we use the question. So we start with have, and then we have the subject you, and then we have ever, been, which is your main verb, to Rio de Janeiro. Have you ever been to Rio de Janeiro? So have you ever played basketball? يبقى أنا started with have, and then we have the subject, and then played basketball. هنا played دي, the word played here, we're not talking about the simple past. التنس عندي هنا مش simple past، وده مش second conjugation للverb، ده مش تاني تصريف للفعل، ده حاجة اسمها ال past participle، the third conjugation for the verb، ده تالت تصريف للفعل عندي. يعني ايه الكلام ده؟ We're going to look at it in detail. So let's look at the tense that we have, present perfect, and we're going to look at only one small part of present perfect. هنتكلم على جزء صغير قوي من ال present perfect اللي هو have you ever. هنتكلم على الاكسبريشن بتاع عمرك. So today we're not going to look at the full present perfect. We're going to look at the part that will help me speak about experiences. البارت بس بتاع life experiences. Okay, so as we said, we use it for life experience. يبقى دي أول حاجة، أول usage for the present perfect. So the first thing is we use it for life experiences. And when I say the word ever here means from the beginning of your life up till now. So when I say have you ever, like we said in Arabic, it's عمرك, which means من أول عمرك لغاية دلوقتي. So in English, it's from the beginning of your life up till now. Did you do this or not? So that's called have you ever. But the main focus here, when I say in your life or from the beginning of your life to now, I did not specify time. And this is one of the very important elements for present perfect when we speak about life experiences. لما هاجي أتكلم على life experience بالنسبة لي, something that happened in my past, and I speak about it as an experience without mentioning the time, so there is no time mentioned for that, in this case I use present perfect. لو هتكلم على life experience وهدي detail of time, I can't use the present perfect. هنرجع تاني للsimple past اللي احنا عارفينه الطبيعي. بمعنى ايه؟ بمعنى ان انا هتكلم على life experience for example زي snorkeling. And somebody's asking me, have you ever been snorkeling or have you ever gone snorkeling? هو بيسألني عن experience دي. لو أنا I answered yes, I have من غير ما ادي details إمتى حصل ده, the tense I'm using is present perfect. Yes, I have been snorkeling or yes, I've gone snorkeling. And that's it. I didn't say when. بس لو عايزة أدي extra detail and I would like to mention when, or from the very beginning I'm going to speak about when, in this case it's past simple. So, have you ever been to Paris? السؤال, عمرك رحت Paris? So, my answer, I'm not going to answer in the same tense. يعني أنا مش اتسألت السؤال لازم أجاوب بنفس التنس. اتسألت present perfect, هجاوب present perfect. اتسألت past simple, هجاوب past simple. This is not how it works. The language does not work like this. So, have you ever been to Paris? Yes, I went to Paris. I went to Paris last year and I specified time. هو بيسألني على life experience and I wanted to tell them when exactly. فأنا I asked in present perfect, but the answer was in simple past. زي إيه؟ هتسافر الأسبوع الجاي؟ ده سؤال بيتكلم على الفيوتشر. Even in Arabic it happens. لما حد بيقول لي هتسافر الأسبوع الجاي أقول له لا أنا سافرت الأسبوع اللي فات. السؤال كان بيتكلم على الفيوتشر and the answer was in the past. So what controls your answer is not the question. What controls your answer is the information you're offering. اللي بيكنترول الانسر مش السؤال اتسأل في الباست فلازم اجاوب في الباست. اللي بيكنترول الانسر الانفورميشن اللي انا هاوفر هي في انهي tense. So that's why when we speak about our answers to the question have you ever, you need to think. Would I say time? Would I mention time? هقول للشخص اللي قدامي امتى ده حصل, or I'm going to give it as just experience and I say yes happened or no it didn't happen. لو هتكلم عليها just experience without saying when, present perfect, I have. If I'm going to specify the time, simple past, so I went to Paris in a specific time 2 years ago, last month, 2 weeks ago. خلينا نبص. So like we said here, don't say when. You're using present perfect, do not say when. So the element of time for experiences does not work with present perfect. Okay, so let's look at the format, how we create a sentence or how we can make a sentence in present perfect. So here we have an affirmative sentence or positive sentence, negative sentence, a question, the answer with yes and the answer with no. يبقى دي كل الفورماتس اللي أنا ممكن أحتاجها لما أجي أتكلم عن tense. So let's look at how we create it. So here we have a sentence. I have been to Australia 20 times in 38 years. هنا قلت 20 times, ما اتكلمتش when, and I said a period and still I did not mention when. Or he swam with dolphins twice in his life. So I talked about the experience in life, but I didn't mention when exactly this happened. يبقى أنا كده I didn't speak about the element of when. طب الفورمات بقى عبارة عن إيه؟ So we started with the subject, I. And then we have or has, depending on the statement بتاعتي. So if I'm talking about I, you, we, or they, or any plural subject, we're going to use have. We have هنا verb without any meaning. يعني have موجودة قدامي دي مش معناها يملك أو يمتلك اللي احنا متكلمين عنها قبل كده. So this is just a helping verb that doesn't carry meaning. So have doesn't have any meaning here. So I have, and then we have been. Been the past participle of verb to be. So this is the third conjugation of the verb. يبقى أنا عندي be اللي هو في ال present am or is or are. لما بنيجي نحطه في simple past بيبقى was or were، ودلوقتي شفنا له conjugation جديد اللي هو ال past participle which is been. يبقى احنا دلوقتي لما هنيجي بعد have or has احنا هنحط دايما ال past participle اللي هو third conjugation of the verb أو تالت تصريف للفعل. So subject, helping verb, have or has based on the subject, and then main verb in third conjugation, and we complete the sentence. So he swam with dolphins. So here we have he, and this S is not verb to be, this is has. So this is, yes, the abbreviation of has. It's not he is, it's he has. He has swum. وswam هنا the third conjugation. So swim, swum with dolphins 3 times or twice in his life. لو هنعمل negative، النيجاتيف بتاع ال present perfect ليه 2 different formats. الفورمات الأول اللي هو النيجاتيف الطبيعي اللي احنا عارفينه، اللي أنا يبقى عندي ليه subject وبعد كده helping verb وبعد كده not وبعد كده second verb. So I haven't practiced. So we're talking about not قبليها verb وبعديها verb. ده one format of negative. And the second format that we have for negative وده usually specific for the present perfect is called never. What's the difference between not and never? So let's think about it in like something did not happen for this question but happened in another time, and never did not happen in my life. So what's the difference? I can say I haven't gone swimming. So I haven't gone swimming, this is about a holiday, for example. But I have never gone swimming, this means in my life, this didn't happen at all. So never means the experience didn't happen in my life at all. Not, we're talking about the experience. No, for a period only, not in my whole life. So we have never tried sushi. This is the form of negative. So for never لو أنا عندي never مش بحط معاها not. So it's either not or never. We have never tried sushi. Or she has never seen pinyin. The question here لما هاجي أعمل question هستart بالhelping verb and then subject and then the main verb. Have you ever eaten frog's legs? Have you ever eaten frog's legs? وزي ما قلنا في الquestion إن أنا السبجكت بتاعي لازم يبقى قبليه verb وبعديه verb، فالhelping verb بتاعي هو have اللي أنا ببدأ بيه. أدي قبل السبجكت عندي موجود verb اللي هو have، وبعد السبجكت عندي موجود verb اللي هو eaten. وبالنسبة للpresent perfect هو مختلف عن التنسز اللي احنا اتكلمنا عنها قبل كده في حاجة رئيسية which is إن أنا لو بتكلم على do بعد do or بعد did دايما الverb بيرجع تاني للinfinitive، بس مع present perfect الverb في الquestion أو في النيجاتيف أو في السنتنس بيفضل في third conjugation وده ما بيتغيرش. يعني أنا في الquestion زيه زي النيجاتيف زيه زي السنتنس هو third conjugation، مش هتبقى زي past simple مثلا الثيرد او السنتنس هتتحط في simple past بس كسنتنس، ولما هاجي اعمل question او negative الفيرب هيرجع تاني للانفينيتيف زي ما بقول did you fly did you go، بعد did دايما بحط الفيرب infinitive، ده ما بيحصلش في present perfect. So for present perfect the verb stays the same، بيفضل الفيرب زي ما هو ما بيتغيرش خالص وبيفضل في third conjugation زيه زي الستيتمنت بالظبط. So for the answers we have short answer and we have long answer. Short answers and long answers are usually for yes no questions. So here we have yes it has or yes I have. So depending on my subject, I'm going to choose has or have. So here we have it, so that's why I put has. And here we have I, so we use have. يبقى لو أي plural have, لو أي singular or he or she has. We know same, and we're going to add not to the verb, so it's going to become hasn't or haven't. So we put not connected to the helping verb, which is have or has, based on my subject. يبقى depending على subject بتاعي هشوف هي have or has, and then we're going to connect not to it. يبقى أنا عندي two different formats for negative, the never and the not. تعالوا مع بعض نعمل practice. So, have you ever been to the moon? Have you ever been to the moon? So here, again, like we said, the question, we start with have, and then the subject, and then the past participle of the verb. هنا أنا عندي كل السبجects الموجودة عندي, like I, you, we and they, he and she and it. And like we said, I, you, we and they أو أي plural أهو بعديه have. And he or she or it بعديهم has. يبقى بكده أنا لو بتكلم على he has or she has, لما هنيجي نقولها هيبقى عندي الشورتنج بتاعتها لما هاجي هعملها short, لما هاجي أدي الشورت فورم بتاعها he has هتبقى his زيها زي he is بالظبط. طب أنا هعرف منين إن هي is ولا has؟ depending على the rest of the sentence. is دايما بتيجي مع ing في الverb. has or have دايما بتيجي مع ال past participle. So when I say he's tried يبقى أنا كده بتكلم على present perfect. لما هقول he's trying يبقى أنا بتكلم على إيه؟ بتكلم على present continuous. يبقى he's trying دي ال is هنا ال s هنا اللي أنا بتكلم عنها, this is verb to be. Or he's tried. So this s now is present perfect because after it I have past participle. So I, you, we, they haven't, or he, she, it hasn't. والpast participle عندي اللي هو زي الverbs كده, زي ما قلنا tried يبقى swim هتبقى swum, tried. see مش هتبقى saw هتبقى seen, fly هتبقى flown, break مش هتبقى broke هتبقى broken, ride ridden, and write written. اوكي, so لو احنا بقى عايزين نسأل الناس عموما على الاكسبيرينس بتاعتهم يبقى انا خلاص عرفت الكويستشن بتاعي هيبقى عبارة عن ايه. لو انا هسأل اي حد عن اي لايف اكسبيرينس هيبقى الكويستشن have you ever, وبعد كده هاخد الباست participle زي الاكزامبلز اللي اتكلمنا عليها. فهنا انا ممكن اسأل اي حد على اي لايف اكسبيرينس like have you ever ridden a camel, have you ever written a love letter, have you ever, the most important thing remember, past participle. تعالوا نبدأ الريدنج بتاعنا ونشوف اللايف اكسبيرينسز ونشوف الاكستريم سبورتس اللي ممكن تساعدني ان احنا نعمل الريدنج بتاعنا. Okay, let's start our reading. And here we're reading about 4 different extreme sports. So let's look at a person talking about the extreme sports or the sports that he has tried in his life. Let's start. I have been really interested in surfing for more than 15 years. So I have been interested for more than 15 years. I didn't say when. I started learning in England. Then I began going surfing holidays abroad with my mates. Mates means with my friends. He started in England and then he started to travel with his friends. We went to Bali in Indonesia and also South Africa. After that, I started wanting bigger challenges. So for 5 years, 5 years ago, I decided to try the really big waves. The first sport is surfing and the second one is something connected to the waves. So the really big waves in Hawaii, of course, they can be dangerous. That's why he's talking about extreme sports. And you have to concentrate 100%. As we said, extreme sports are not safe, so you have to concentrate, اللي هو أركز بنسبة 100%. So you have to concentrate 100%. But it's worth it for the thrill you get when you are in the ocean or when you are riding them. So it's okay because you get thrilled. Remember thrillers اللي اتكلمنا عنها في الأفلام واللي هي الإثارة. So the excitement, when you feel very excited. So it's okay because feeling excited is worthy. It's a magical feeling like flying above the ocean. And for those few seconds, you totally forget everything else in your life. So that's why he's trying extreme sports. The reason اللي بتخليه هو يجرب extreme sports because it makes you get a new lease on life. Remember getting a new lease on life? Recharging, getting new energy. So you forget everything else in life for a few moments so you can recharge and have energy back. Let's look at the questions. So the first question that we have here, why did James decide to go surfing in Hawaii? Why did James decide to go surfing in Hawaii? تعالوا نبص على reading. So surfing in Hawaii here, like riding the big waves, because after that I started wanting a bigger challenge. So he was looking for a bigger challenge. That's why he started going windsurfing. So the reason here is he wanted a bigger challenge. So why did he decide to go surfing? Because he wanted something bigger. Okay, so now let's put true or false. James surfed in Bali before he went to Hawaii. ايه اللي حصل الأول؟ بالي الأول ولا هاواي الأول؟ تعالوا نبص. So, where is Bali? We went to Bali. Where is Hawaii? Here we have Hawaii. احنا دلوقتي بنتعلم ان انا مش هقرا كل كلمة، انا هقرا الكلمات اللي ممكن تساعدني ان انا اجاوب على السؤال. يبقى انا مش هقرا القطعة من اولها، انا عندي الكي ووردز بتاعتي هم 2 key words، كلمة هاواي وكلمة بالي. انا محتاجة ابص عليهم. Which one was first؟ وده اللي هيديني الانسر. So, we went to Bali in South Africa. After that, I started a challenge which is Hawaii. يبقى بالي الأول ولا هاواي؟ Bali happened first and then Hawaii. So let's look at the question. So James surfed in Bali before he went to Hawaii. So is that correct? Yes. Bali first and then Hawaii. So this is correct. So the answer is true. James doesn't think about anything else when he's riding big waves in Hawaii. The keywords بتاعتي think, Hawaii, waves. يبقى أنا عايزة أشوف كلمة think هي اللي هتساعدني إن أنا ألاقي الأنسر بتاعتي. تعالوا ندور على كلمة think في الباسج instead of reading everything. يبقى أنا محتاجة أشوف الكلمات بتاعتي الكيوردز اللي هي Hawaii, think and waves عشان أعرف إن أنا في المكان الصح. Okay, so let's get back to the reading. Hawaii أهي، يبقى أنا كده في البارت الصح and I'm looking for thinking or think. طيب مفيش كلمة think. طب في أي كلمة مرتبطة بيها؟ Yes, forget. So think and forget, this is the opposite of it. يبقى هو مش هيديني الكلام بالحرف. So I forget everything else in life. So here in the big waves we have riding the waves in the ocean. يبقى أنا في المكان الصح وبيقول forget everything else in life. So doing this activity makes me forget. طب هو الquestion بيقول إيه؟ الquestion بيقول doesn't think of anything. طيب هو أنا لما بفكرش في حاجة ببقى بنسى؟ Yes, that's true. So forget means doesn't think of something. So in this case both meanings are the same. So the statement is true. يبقى أنا two sentences عندي true. ودلوقتي أنا لما هاجي أعمل answer لأي statement عندي مش بقرا الباسج كلها، أنا بقرا البارت بس اللي أنا ممكن يساعدني في الإجابة بتاعتي. بعرف البارت اللي هيساعدني منين؟ بعرفه من الكي ووردز. يبقى أنا بدور على الكي ووردز في الكويستشن وارجع للباسج. يبقى احنا كده بنقرا أول مرة to get the general idea, and the second time we can get the details quickly without reading every single word. بكده نبقى اتكلمنا النهارده على اللايف experiences، واتكلمنا بالذات أو بشكل أخص على different life experiences. بنتكلم على اللايف experiences المختلفة، واللي ساعدني إن أنا أتكلم على اللايف experiences المختلفة هو حاجة اسمها extreme sports أو dangerous sports عموما. So these extreme sports are sports that can be risky. وبصينا على الإيديومز اللي related life و life experiences، وبصينا على معنى التنس اللي ممكن يساعدني اللي هو present perfect. ما بصيتش على present perfect بالكامل، بصينا على الجزء بس اللي ممكن يساعدني أتكلم على life experiences. And we did our reading part, which is somebody speaking about extreme sports and why he likes them. بكده نبقى وصلنا لنهاية حلقتنا. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.